Kubbra Sait, this is a video for you. It's a response video to your recent interview on the Faye D'souza show where you were speaking, sharing about your abortion experience. First of all, I am so sorry. I'm so sorry what you went through. You described the experience as traumatic, and I just really feel for you. I think it's because you understand that you were pregnant not with a clump of tissue, but it was your son. It was your daughter, maybe. And you acknowledge that. You speak of a child in that interview. You say it was a soul. Later on, you mentioned that it's an amazing gift of life, which is true. I agree with you on that. And I think that's why it was so difficult for you. And I'm so sorry for you. There's 2 points that I would specifically like to respond to. One makes me very angry, and the next one just makes me so sad. The first one is the doctor. You were sharing that this doctor was asking questions that just made you feel so shameful, so naked before her. And I think that's something that I've experienced in this country, in India, so many times, that doctors ask questions that are none of their business. It is none of her business whether your partner was a regular partner or not. You know, that's one thing that makes me angry, you know, how doctors sometimes get into private personal issues that make their patients feel so uncomfortable. But what makes me really angry is the fact that she told you lies. I think the job of a doctor is to diagnose and to treat and to inform, and definitely do this all in kindness. But her job is to provide medically accurate information, factual information that helps you to make an informed choice. So this is what she said. This is quoting you now. She said, the doctor, it's okay. We've got nothing to worry. Nothing has happened. I just need to stop there. Nothing has happened. Honestly, this would make me laugh if it didn't have such a tragic consequence. You know, probably the most amazing thing in the universe just happened there in Andaman Islands, you know, one that medicine still fails to fully understand how it works together, but a new life just entered the world, unique from the very first moment. At conception, every detail about this little human is decided, whether it's a girl or a boy, and whether the baby will have your beautiful eyes, everything. But hey, nothing happened, right? The doctor goes on to say, it's still very early and we can go ahead and do what we've got to do. As if there was no choice, as if we've got to go through with an abortion. Now, you say that you were 5 weeks pregnant. Andaman was 5 weeks behind you when you went to see this doctor. Now, at 5 weeks, this amazing gift of life that you're carrying, it had a heart beating for 2 weeks already. A heart that was beating for 2 weeks already. The brain already started, you know, developing with its own little personality inside. And then when you went for the abortion, 10, 14 days later, that little child was 7 weeks old. And I want to show you a picture of that. I'm not going to show you a picture of that aborted baby, what that would look like, because I think that is horrible, albeit it is the reality. It's what you decided. But I want to show you the beauty that she had, or that he had, moments before the doctor killed him or her. So here you can see a little 7-week-old baby. I like to call it the cashew nut baby because it's the size of a cashew nut. And this child has every organ that she or he will ever need in his or her life. Everything is there. Also, regarding the doctor, I'm not sure whether she even informed you about possible side effects that an abortion can bring, you know, so that you can literally make an informed choice, one that you won't regret. You know, did she tell you about unhealthy mourning, grieving possibilities? Because, you know, you're grieving, you've lost somebody, but then you can't grieve because you wanted this. So this spirals down into anger and bitterness, and with a lot more far-reaching consequences. I'm not even going to go down the lane of possible physical side effects, breast cancer, infertility, but I'm wondering, did this doctor really give you medically factual information for you to make a good choice? See, that doctor had 2 patients, 2 hearts sitting in front of her. And if she swore by that Hippocratic oath, which many doctors do and should do, then it was her duty to care for both of you. But she failed you. And that really brings me to the second point. This is another person who failed you, who didn't support you, and I'm so sorry for that. You know, I just remember you saying how this guy, you texted him that you've missed your periods, and he was saying, well, you know, trying to get my attention. He failed you. He didn't give you the support you needed. How you went alone for the sonography, and I can feel with you, Kubbra, there, because I was in a very similar situation. I remember going there pregnant, and not sure whether I'd lost my baby. And I was just saying, no, I don't want to lose this baby. And then this ultrasound showed baby had gone, and I barely made it to the car, where I just broke down and wept and wailed. I know what it's like to be very emotional in very public places, and I feel for you. There was nobody there with you. There was no support. You know, and then afterwards, you know, where he comes, this guy, and says, well, whatever you want to decide. And all you really wanted, Kubbra, was somebody to say, I'm with you. We've got this. This is an amazing gift of life. And it's maybe not wrapped, you know, in the way that we'd expected it, but we can do this. You literally, in your interview, you said, you need people around you who are solid, who to protect you so that you can protect your baby in what should be the safest place on planet Earth for this child. Kubbra, I would have loved to have been that support for you. We didn't know each other. We don't know each other. I've been this kind of support for hundreds or more than 100 ladies just through the work that I do here in India. I've had the privilege of walking alongside more than 100 women in very similar situations to yours. Most of them, big difference is they were poor. You know, society would say maybe that they were nobody. Some of them don't even have an Aadhaar card, definitely no bank account, no partner to stand with them, no family to support them. But they did have an amazing gift of life. And they had someone to say, we can do this. These women, many of them had been cheated or they'd conceived in rape. They were empowered by choosing life. And I'm going to repeat that. The fact that they chose life in the face of difficulty empowered them. They conquered evil which was done unto them with good. They overcame and emerged from that life situation as victors. You don't know how many of them I just remember saying, you know, when they hold their little amazing gift of life in their arms, and they say, wow, something good came out of this. And then whether they give their child for adoption or choose to raise it, they've made a choice in their life which has empowered them. And these ladies defy the lie that, you know, that society tells them, oh, your life is over if you have this child, that it has to be picture perfect before you bring a child into the world, or that a couple needs to be healed from their experiences before they can have children. Honestly, if that were the case, we wouldn't have any children. Nobody would. But these women here are amazing, courageous mothers, and I respect them greatly. And you, as a mother, you lacked the support and you lacked the courage, and fear made your decision, and I am so sorry for that. I really am, Kubbra. That's really what I wanted to say, but one more thought is, I remember you saying that your parents were fighting. You know, they were fighting a lot, and you described yourself as collateral damage in that. You were just there and you got the bashing. And I have to think that, you know, she was there or he was there and he got the bashing, except that yours were bruises from your parents, but his or hers was death. You're right to label this as traumatic, Kubbra, and you know what? Again, one thing over time has just become clearer and clearer to me. Abortion is not women empowerment. There's a strong case to make for that, and I can go on about that, but I won't. But your story, Kubbra, alone, that shows that abortion doesn't empower. It didn't empower you, it traumatized you. And I'm so sorry that you felt that you needed to make a choice that hurt you, and that hurt your baby to the point of death, and that hurt people around you. So thank you for being honest. And yeah, since I couldn't offer you my support during your decision making, I can do so now. And I know that millions of women reach out for help after an abortion. So if you're watching this and you're in an unexpected, unplanned pregnancy, then please reach out. All the information will be in the description below. Thank you so much.